Hello, hello, hello! This morning I woke up to a really good question on my YouTube channel asking if I could dig into and show a bit more about the search analytics beta on Etsy. So let's do that, because January is the perfect time of the year to dig back into what happened last year, look at your stats and get a plan for what you're going to do for the year ahead. So let's have a look. So you get to your search analytics beta from your Etsy shop dashboard. We go into marketing and search analytics beta. Now, as it says here, this is a beta, so we don't expect everything to be 100% here, but I still really enjoy this. I think it's got some good information here. So firstly, what we will do, let's have a look at the full of last year. It's always better when doing this kind of thing to dig in fully and have a proper look at a large amount of data rather than try and look at the day or the week. 30 days is the least I'll ever suggest that you should be looking at. But a year is awesome at this time of year. So it takes Etsy a little bit of time to gather all my data, but what it gives us is the full of last year and compares it to the full of the year before as well. So this is pretty cool. So we get a look, 2019 compared to 2018. My visits to my shop via Etsy search was down 45%. Now, as I mentioned a fair bit last year, my listings, my actual number of listings had gone from about 300 to about 30. I was super busy last year, so I let things slide a little bit. So this could be why. But then my conversion rate, the number of visits that resulted in a sale, was up 13% to 0.8% conversion. Now that's fairly low, but every shop is going to have a different conversion rate. It depends on how strong the keywords are you're looking for. If you're ranking for keywords with a word like ring, then that's going to have a fairly low conversion rate because the buyer intent is fairly low for that term. So it depends on so many things what this number will be, but we can dig into that. And then it gives us our average order value. Mine was up 49% last year. I put my prices up twice last year and it still wasn't deterring people, which is kind of awesome. And then my total earnings through Etsy search was just down 7.8%. So if we compare that my visits to the shop via Etsy search were down 45%, and I actually only dropped the amount I was earning through Etsy search by 7.8%. That to me is an improvement, and if I sort out some more better listings, then I can do even better. So this can be really helpful to get me to figure out what I need to focus on this year. Now, anywhere on the site, if you see these little question marks, you can hover over them. So the numbers does not include traffic from promoted listings. Perfectly fair. We get that data elsewhere, or not if you've switched it off like me and you can't see your ads. So anyway, through the whole year, I only got 3,000 visits via Etsy search. And we can see search analytics include data from the Buy on Etsy app for iOS, but not Android. So this isn't all the searches, because a lot of people on Etsy use the Etsy app and a lot of people use Android. So there's data missing, but it's still useful. This is still handy to give us an idea. Don't spend time, so many people spend time trying to make all the numbers add up. They'll compare one page to the other and try and get the exact numbers. Don't worry about that. Look at trends, look at the overall theme. Don't worry about making numbers add up. Etsy can't count. Don't stress about it. So what we have here, it's telling us your listings were found through 17,000 queries. A query is the words that a customer types in to the search box on Etsy. So every time a customer's looking for something, they type into that search box and a load of listings turn up. So my listings were found 17,000 times from people searching. Now we can change what columns we see here, and this is kind of useful. Here's all the different columns they give us an option to see. Now I really like this visits per impression, so I always add that one in. I call this a kind of click-through rate. An impression is when someone searched, that search page that comes up, if your item shows on that search page, that's considered an impression. If the customer then goes ahead and clicks on your item on that search page, that's a visit per that impression. So if they show you once and the person clicks once, that's one visit per impression. Now this is put as a percentage, so basically this here at 1.09, for every 100 times I'm shown, it's likely that one person will click. So again, we have little question marks over everything here. So search query, if I click on that, that's what the people searched for. This is the exact things that people typed into the search box. Impressions, total appearances in search, as I just explained there. Position, the average position of your listings when appearing in a search. Visits are the visits to your shop. These are the clicks. This is if someone searched for needle felted dog, they saw my item and they clicked on it. So for these 21,000 impressions, 125 people clicked. So that is telling me that's a 0.59% visit per impression, a click-through rate of 0.5%. And great descriptions there. Visit per impression is the percentage of search impressions that resulted in a visit. Conversion rate is the percent of visits that resulted in a sale. So for every 100 visits, if you get one sale, that would be 1%. If you get 2 sales, that would be 2%. And revenue is the money that you get. They put a lot of information here, so let's have a read at it. Your gross revenue resulting from Etsy search. Revenue estimated using US dollars daily exchange rate. In search analytics, revenue is credited to a listing when a purchase is made after clicking that listing in Etsy search. The amount credited is the entire resulting order. You can think of revenue as the overall value each listing brings to your shop. This can either be from clicking an item and purchasing it, or from shoppers buying something else after discovering your shop through the credited listing. For example, let's say a shopper clicks on your listings through Etsy search, but explores other items in your shop and then purchases a different listing. Search Analytics credits that sale to the original listing they clicked on, as it helped the buyer discover your shop. So that's similar to how they decide on the advertising as well. If someone searches for a needle felted dog, the initial item they click on is what brought them to the shop. But they might spend time in my shop exploring other things, find a different listing they want and buy it. So this is why you could see perhaps needle felt dog, I'll just say this again. Perhaps all my needle felt dog listings cost £80, but I could see a revenue value of £20 and I'd wonder why. And that could just simply be they clicked on that one listing, but then they went and looked and bought something cheaper. And listings is the listings that appeared in that search query. And this actually is my favourite column, but we'll get to that. Now you can sort any of the columns by clicking on the header here. I kind of like to hit the impressions and that there's a lot of data, so it takes a while when you click on something like this, and that's going to order it from the highest to the lowest. And unfortunately, again, a lot of the information we're getting here isn't the most useful. The search query is none. The majority of people found my shop with filters or categories. So if you're seeing that, that's important to know that your categories are important. So that's 62,000 impressions. But I'm tending to be a little low down. And it only gets me 67 visits. So actually my visits per impression are really quite low for being found with categories. But and I didn't make any money, but let's click on the listings because this is handy. So again, this shows us the items that are getting seen the most in filters or categories. And if we've got it gone high to low, which is by impressions, you can filter by money or anything else, but impressions is good for me because I'm wanting to get people to come and see me and then to click, and then we'll worry about money later. So this is telling me that I'm not doing great with filters or categories. I'm low down in the positions here, so that's something to work on. But now get into the meat of these. One of the first things here I like to do is to look at the things that are bringing in the top impressions. This is important. This is saying there are buyers searching for these exact terms. This is super important. So as I don't have a massive amount of sales for any of these, I'm going to look at the visits per impression. This compares eggs with eggs. If I'm getting seen in the search, are people clicking? So I want to look at the things that I'm doing the best for. So if we look, an average is something like about 0.5%. Anything that's up and coming to around 1% for my shop is pretty good just now. So cat lover gift is an item that gets a high number of impressions, and when it gets these impressions, it's getting a good number of visits. The click-through rate is pretty good, and it converts, and it makes me a bit of money. So what we can do with that, we're saying that's a good one. So let's have a look at that listing. And I only have 2 items for the cat lover gift at the minute. But when you click on this final bit, this is so helpful because I can look and see which of my items. Now this one is getting far more impressions, 19,000 compared to 200 for this. So this listing got the lion's share of that. It's at about position 105. Now I know this is a fairly competitive keyword. Cat lover gift is pretty difficult. So is there anything I can do to improve on this? Now Etsy even helps us out here. This is the bit that I like. Matching values. This is telling us why this item is being seen at all for cat lover gift. And interestingly, the first place, the title, although it says cat lover's gift, I've at some point moved that to further into the start of the title. Although it's pretty good, it's only matching the word cat from the title. It's not picking up the lover's gift. And the tags that are working for that, so black cat is telling it the cat bit, black cat bookmark again, cat bit, cat bookmark gift is telling it cat and gift, cat lover's gift, and cat lover gift. I have that twice as a tag, which is, I don't know why, but this item's doing well, so I haven't changed it in a while. And then the second one, it looks better optimized for cat lover's gift. The title is picking up the whole term cat lover's gift. We have at least as much tags, but what it is, this item has been over the years drawing a lot of sales. This has a better ranking power, so it just does better even though it's less optimized for that term. And obviously over the years, historically, this picture has just done better than that picture. Now needle felt dog, interestingly enough, gets a whole lot of views, but it isn't getting the same click-through rate. But thankfully, Ben McFuzzylugs, people who search for the name of my shop, they click through and they buy stuff. That's been a good amount of revenue. So it's good. People, seeing this, there's not much I can do here. People find my shop when they search for my shop, so that's cool. My average position is 12, so that means out of my 50 listings, some will be position 1, 2, 3. I show up, so that's fine. But it is good to see your shop name here. It means your brand is working. People are understanding about your brand. But let's have a look at what else was a high thing. Black cat, again, like the cat lover's gift. I don't have many cat items in my shop, but the ones I have are doing pretty good in the visits per impression. I'm not worrying about the conversion rate because it only had 90 visits, so that's not really enough to give me data. I need to get more people looking. But let's have a look at the items I've got for that. Again, the one that's doing best for black cat is this bookmark. This explains why it's doing so well. I have a couple of other items here and they're all picking black cat out of the title. and black cat in the tags, black cat bookmark. So again, sometimes people worry about duplicating things. It's not best practices, but Etsy are spotting this in my title, in my tags. They are not disliking this. Although you could say black cat bookmark has the phrase black cat in it, they are reading my tags and reading that, and that's helping it rank. So I ain't touching it. What else is also particularly high click-through rate is cat bookmark. So I know I really need to focus in on cats a bit. Black cats, cat bookmarks, all of the things. This is telling me this is kind of a good place to look at. And Havanese, that's a breed of dog. I make the felt dogs. I've done really quite well for Havanese listings if we click on it. These are 2 listings I made. One was doing really well, so this one was doing really well, so I focused in on making a listing for advertising that is just focused in on Havanese, and that is ranking really high and doing pretty well. It's made a lot of money in advertising. So again, you just go through this and you can look at the things in a year, something only getting 3,000 searches. I don't even want to go on to the next pages because there's just not the people looking for them. But for fun, you can click on any column. When I look at position, what things am I ranking for the best? And that went to the highest first. You get some interest when you go at this level, you get some interesting things. But anyway, click it again so it flips. I want the highest position, not the highest number. Unfortunately, yeah, there's a whole load. This is where it gets silly. There's a whole load that haven't had any searches for, but they include them. So you can click into further pages. Still not got a position. Wow, there's a lot of pointless stuff on here. So what you see with things that have got a high position ranking well, they are crazy things that people aren't searching for much. A black cat felt bookmark. Only one person searched for that saw my item. Random search terms, book rough collie cat. People are just typing in random words, but these are not so important until you start to see things that actually have people searching for them. There's 800 pages, so we can't go through everything here, but that was just a bit of fun. Okay, so which search terms made me the most money? This is the important things, part of the important things we want to look at. So, my name, searching for my shop name, that is awesome. Dog figurine felt. Now this is certainly a very interesting one because it's only had 30 impressions. Not many people search for that. I'm ranking okay. I only had 2 visits for that, and one of them resulted in a sale, which was awesome. So sometimes a little random search query does pretty good for you. Again, custom felt dog, that's exactly what I make. A fair number of people search for that. I got a few visits and got some sales. So for me, this is telling me I could improve this. This looks like a pretty good search term, so if I can improve my position, if I can get better listings there, I might do okay. So looking at my listings, can I improve on them? Custom felt dog. So we see the first item that's ranking here doesn't have custom felt dog as a standalone tag, so I might nip in and change one of these tags to just literally custom felt dog. That's an idea. Or make a new listing, change a listing. Anyway, I hope that helped give an idea of how I look at the Search Analytics beta. I don't take it as gospel that this is how it works. It is in beta, but it helps me find terms that actual customers are searching for. And it helps me find terms that customers are searching for that are making me money. It helps me see how I compare to last year. It's not all the search data, it's not perfect, but it can give me an idea of tags and things to have a go at. It can give me an idea of what's working well. Okay, hope that helped. See you next time.